It's a lot.
Well, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
So, everyone is talking about kind of the strides you have made this year. What strides for you? What have you seen out of yourself in the strides you've made this offseason?
I feel like I just bring more experience now since I got 1 year in the league under my shoulder. So now I know what to expect, the expectations for the older guys, and just kind of the ins and outs of becoming developing as a pro. I feel like that's something that I didn't have last year that I'm bringing to it this year. So.
Just going to ask, how challenging was last year? I mean, you don't have a normal offseason. You got hurt towards the latter portion of camp, and you came on really late in the season. Now, kind of compare that to now having a full offseason. What has that meant to you?
It feels more normal. Last year was definitely not normal for any of us. And just like the non-preseason, it was just kind of like iffy. But now this year, things are more back to normal. You're kind of getting a full grasp of like the rhythm of how a regular season really is. So it's eye-opening, but it's also what we expected. So we're just taking it just one day at a time, developing as a team.
You're like the golden child on the D-line. Everybody's talking about you. Everybody's looking for great things out of you, coaches and players alike. Do you feel everybody thinking that way about you, and do you feel any pressure from this?
I hear what people be saying, but I kind of just don't let it get to me too much. I kind of just ask myself, like, hey, Justin, what can you control? Just your attitude and your effort and, like, the hours of sleep that you get at night. You know what I mean? That's all you can control, really. So I just kind of focus on those things, and I believe that if I maximize those things, the rest will just take care of itself. So.
How much did that knee injury at the tail end of camp last year kind of slow you down at the beginning of the year? Do you think?
I believe that everything happens for a reason. I feel like that was a time for me to kind of reflect and figure out, like, what can I do to bounce back from this and make an immediate impact when I'm full, healthy, and ready. And I kind of just focused on just rehabbing and just hydrating and just making sure I'm taking care of my P's and Q's in the playbook. So when I hop back in, there's no mental errors, there's no critical errors. It's just back in the flow again, like nothing happened. So that was just something I really focused in last year.
What's it like being the young guy in the room? You have all these established veterans. Derek Wolf was saying it's like he has 5 coaches. Does it feel that way to you? What's it like?
Yeah, it does, because Calais and Baby, even Jelly and Wolfie, they're kind of like coaches. They have a lot of wisdom. They have a lot of knowledge about the game that I don't have. And that's kind of what a coach has too. So you can say they're a coach, but they're a player as well. We can always hang out and whatever, and we can always talk about football and whatnot. But it's definitely a blessing to have those guys that has a lot of wisdom that they can pour into you to better your game as well. So.
Justin, a lot of colorful nicknames in that defensive line group. Do you have one of those guys?
Oh, like the nicknames? They call me Madubuike. Matabeast, that's what Wolfie says, but yeah, I have like Justin, Madubuike, Matabeast, Matabeeks, that's what they call me. Matabeeks, yeah.
I don't charge this side. Who helped you to get better from the offensive side of the ball?
On the offensive side of the ball?
Yes.
My boy Tyree Phillips. He always brings the sledgehammer every time he comes against me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, damn, it feels like a double team, but it's one guy. You know what I mean? But I like the way he comes off it. I feel like it makes me better as a player, and the fact I can inflict that on other opponents on our team. So I'm on the opposite team. So.
Where do you feel like your strengths lie? In those reps. What do you feel like is winning for you out there?
Just running to the ball, getting the quarterback's face. Giving the O-line a clean look. And just bringing it every single play, Coach says, like, I'm going to leave you in there for 6 plays. Give me all you got, and I'll bring you out, So I just try to go hard, balls to the wall for 6 plays, and then I get out there, so.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.